Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow. Does Ho'oponopono and Lua have stuff in common, or is it kind of at separate ends, though, right? Because Lua, to me, is more like battle, and Ho'oponopono is more like forgiveness.
Yeah, but at the end of it, both intentions is to find balance. So they're kind of opposite ends of the same coin. Yeah.
Same intention, different impact.
Right. And everything is intention, right? So if my intention is to fight, that's one thing. But if my intention is to protect, that's another. And that's the principle of Lua for me and the way I was trained, which is consistent with Ho'oponopono, which is that finding alignment where there's misalignment. And it's not necessarily making things right. Right or wrong is, relative. But really what's proper, what's pono, what's appropriate for the moment. It's all contextual. And so Lua as a battle system, you could engage fighting, but the intention is really to protect, right? Whether it's your family, your country, or whatever that is. I mean, when we look at our history, there was a time period when we went to war. The purpose was, why do you go to war? To bring balance. Either you don't have enough resources, or you weren't able to negotiate it because your oratory skills were lacking, or you just couldn't convince somebody.
What about like just to take over someone else's stuff so you can have it? Is that balanced then, or?
I think people do that regardless of what
like like power, right? It's like
it's power.
Yeah.
So there is that battle component, and why that's important is because it's not necessarily a martial art. Mm-hmm. It's a battle system. It's a combat system, which is why it's not something you want to teach everybody or anybody. But more importantly, the underlying principles of healing, the underlying principles of protection, that's a different mindset. So before I was given permission, right, to actually break, because in Lua there's bone breaking, muscle manipulation, joints, nerves, as well as spiritual. It was necessary to go learn the principles of healing first. Now, was that the plan? Was that something I wanted to do? No. If you asked me all those years ago, is that what my intention was? I was just there to learn, and in most cases help the kupuna that I was helping, who then in turn saw an empty coconut and they said, we need to fill this up. So no, I didn't have an interest in breaking bones, but in the process of learning how to heal bones through kupuna like Uncle Tommy Solomon.
So it's like Lāʻau, Lapaʻau kind, or for healing
Lapaʻau,
bones, or what?
And this one was called Lomi, which is like palpation, understanding bones. So you have the Lāʻau,
like manipulation of the structure so that it can heal.
Yeah, more like massage. But it's also the idea of being able to diagnose, right? Being able to touch, feel, understand. And if you're in the battlefield, go back a century, you want to be able to heal yourself and your comrades in the event of injury. So Lāʻau, Lapaʻau medicines, understanding those are important, but also be able to set a bone, reestablish circulation. You have a knot in your shoulder to be able to address.
So that's part of Lua, was the healing of the bones first,
and
I had
then
to learn that
first.
The break. Oh, interesting.
Right? So it wasn't until 1994, 95, I was given permission by Aloha Solomon Kaivalu. In fact, he asked me, hey, take over the school. I want you to do this. I had to give myself permission. 2 years. It took me almost 2 years to actually do it. How do you bring back an ancient, hidden, lost art and say, yeah, come join me. Let me show you how to break bones. It was very uncomfortable.
How do you even practice that? Because, I mean, by practicing, you got to break someone's bones?
Well, I mean, you could say the same about first aid. You don't have to cut somebody's arms to learn how to bandage a wound. It's just about intention and with discernment. I've been doing this, maybe 30 plus years now. I haven't broken a bone intentionally, injured one of my students, unless they, of course, chose to do something that they weren't supposed to do in the process of doing a technique.
Like they did something wrong and then accident.
Well, yeah, they're stepping in and doing things and using their own mind, trying to do something. I said, here's the demonstration, and then they moved in the wrong way. Even that wasn't serious.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.